Well, hello and a very good afternoon to you, and you're very welcome to Navins Park, Tarleton, for the Senior Hurling Championship final replay. Well, there's quite a nice crowd here for this replay. Of course, last Sunday we had that wonderful game between Trim and Killyon. I have been in both dressing rooms, and of course I was in the Trim dressing room, and they have made, well, a few switches. I'll just tell you about those switches. But first of all, we go across to Killyon. They make one switch. They bring in Vincent Dignan at cornerback for Paddy Ayres, who got off last Sunday. They make only one change on team. We look over now at the Trim team. Well, they make 3 or 4 switches in their team. Dennis O'Keefe, who was midfield last Sunday, he goes back from midfield in exchange with CJ Murtagh. Ewan McCaffrey comes out from the half forward line, and he partners CJ at midfield. Then the Murray brothers, Declan and Martin, who came on as subs last Sunday, well, they retained their places. As I say, that's some of the changes on both teams. As I say, I was talking to Kit Mitchell there in the dressing room, and he's delighted with the weather conditions. In fact, last Sunday he was very worried about the rain and wind, but today we've really, well, you couldn't have asked for better. So that, as I say, is the situation on both teams. So we'll take a short break, but don't go away. We'll be right back after the break. On the camera here, 1 and 2, we're taking a look at the juveniles. A small puck around before the big match. Boards Mill are playing. This is the young stars of tomorrow. And of course, in a few moments I'll be leaving you from Peter Crignan's camera, and I'll be handing you over to Joe Dempsey, the Trim man. He'll be doing the commentary for Trim. I'll be doing it with Shay Casserly, and of course Francis Dempsey, he'll be on LFM. So it's all stations going today here in Avon. Shay.
Final. Just before we go to our commentator Joe Dempsey of the match, we just have a word with Sean Colgan, chairman of the Meath Hurling Board, and see how he thinks the game will go today. Sean, just a few comments, please.
I think it'll be as tight as it was last Sunday. I think if Killyon played very well last Sunday, they'll have to maintain that form, I think, to win today. I think Trim can improve. Donny can improve on last Sunday, and with their position has changed, just the 2 more he's on from the start, I think Trim will improve. They've improved their team from last Sunday.
The day held up well, Sean. You're delighted about that?
Oh, it's a lovely day, yeah, great day for hurling.
Crowd, unfortunately, looks it was going to be a bit small again.
Smaller than last Sunday, unfortunately. I don't know why, but we have a good game no matter.
Right, Sean, thanks. We'll talk to you at half time. Thanks very much.
line. The teams are out on the field. The referee has the former Kildalkey great Jack Jarrett to throw in the ball. The sun is shining. Conditions are absolutely perfect for this replay. No wind whatsoever. And in a moment or two, this game will swing into action when we're hoping for just as good a game as we had last Sunday.
Joe, what's Joe kick that stand?
Agus an ish our own Naveen. The national anthem over. The team's getting ready to play. Jack Jarrett has done his ceremonial piece, and now the referee is awaiting the escorting of Jack from the field by Sean Colligan, the chairman of the Meath County Board. Referee O'Neill sending the centre field players back a bit, checking his watch. The ball is tucked in, and it's first blood to number 8 for Trim. CJ Murtha gets it only a short bit. Mickey Ryan coming out for it here, getting it into his hand. Left-handed sending it, dropping in about 40 yards from the Trim goal. The ball comes out now to CJ Murtha, but it's Mickey Ryan who seems to be going to get it, but it's Thomas Degnan who comes in. The ball dropping in the centre of the field to the half-forward line, where Killine's number 10, Mark Gannon, is playing hard for it, getting it out a bit the field, but it's CJ Murtha that gets it away for Trim. Hard pulling now again in the centre of the field. It's Thomas Degnan, tries to get it up. He doesn't succeed in doing so, and number 13 for Trim sends it out to Martin Dempsey. He doesn't get it. The ball back to Ewan McCaffrey. Ewan beaten out, however, but it's still a Trim man that gets it into number 13. He sends a long one in, where Paddy Quinn polices it out over the line, and it's the first wide of the game, a wide for Trim. Martin Murray was the shooter on that occasion. The ball, a good one, dropping well into the half-forward line for Trim, and number 5, Paul Dunn, gets it well down along the wing into John Andrews. John makes ground, sends it into the centre to Loman Dempsey. He tries to get it up into his hands, doesn't succeed in doing so. Martin Dempsey trying to lift it, but he's adjudged to foul the ball on the ground, and it's a free out for Killyon. Thomas Degnan to take the free. Right-handed. He sends it, a long one, dropping well into the Trim square. Backs and forwards pulling on it. The ball not coming out just yet, but Jimmy Connolly tries to get to it, but it's out to number 12, Seamus Degnan. He gets it up and left-handed sends it over the bar. The first score of the game for Killyon. Seamus Degnan, a nice point to open the score for the Killyon men. The sun shining brilliantly down on Park Talteen as Christo O'Donnell takes the puck out into the centre of the field. The ball is hit back by Mark Gannon. And now it comes out along to PJ McKeown. He pulls twice. He doesn't get it. It's cleared out by number 4 for Trim, but has gone back in again as Killyon putting PJ McKeown sends it up along the wing. It's a line ball to Trim. Seamus McKeown, there's a positional switch on the Killyon team. I'll tell you about it in a minute. There's a sideline cut for Trim. Into the centre of the field, where the ball is tipped by Thomas Degnan and sent well up into the Trim half of the field. Frank McCann pulling on it, missing on it, and it's going into number 11, and he shoots wide with Andy Terrell. Had a good chance of a goal, but under pressure he shot. Christo got down to it, but he would have been fortunate to have saved it. However, the ball's gone wide. A let off perhaps for Trim, and perhaps a miss for Killyon. The ball into the centre of the field. Up goes number 9 for Trim. Doesn't get it. It comes to Loman Dempsey. He gets it into his hand. He's tackled by Thomas Degnan. He gets his puck in, however, and sends it across the Killyon goal. Or out comes John Andrews. He tries to pick it. Doesn't succeed in doing so. CJ Murthy puts it out to a colleague. Back to CJ. And CJ takes a shot, sending it into the goal mouth. Paddy Quinn tries to get his stick to it, then tries to pick it, but it's a 65 for Trim. Killyon backs were under immense pressure, and for a moment they didn't look too steady. Dennis O'Keefe to take this. Dennis now centre half back. Last Sunday he figured in the midfield berth, but many think that the centre half position is his best position, and up he comes to take this 65. Bending, lifting, striking and sending it. Dropping a little out to the left side of the post, where Martin Dempsey tries to come out. And no, it's Loman Dempsey. He doesn't get it. Thomas Degnan gets it. His clearance is a short one, however, but it's helped on by another colleague up in the centre of the field, where Killyon hurled it well up the field, and out comes PJ McKeown. He tries to get to it, and it's now Killyon's number 10, Mark Gannon, with the ball. He passes it back to Mickey Ryan, and Mickey sends a long one dropping in to Christo O'Donnell, who brilliantly fields it and clears it well out the field. A good clearance by Kit. Trim try to make ground, but it's Killyon at this stage that are dictating matters. Loman Dempsey gets it up into his hand. He makes ground down along the left wing and then sends it dropping into the square, where Billy Dixon beats John Andrews to it. His clearance is short, however. It comes out to number 8, CJ Murtha of Trim, and CJ sends a curling one, dropping in with the John Andrews coming out to try and get it. Billy Dixon tackling him. John gets it up into his hand, tries to go through, and it's a foul by Sean Cunningham. John tried to somewhat go by him, but Sean Cunningham has been penalised, and it's a free for Trim, some 30 yards out from their goal. Una McCaffrey to take it. He bends, lifts and strikes and sends it straight and through between the sticks to put Trim back on equal terms, a point each in this first opening 7 minutes of the game. Paddy Quinn with the puck out, a good one, dropping into the centre of the field. Joe Cunningham under it, tries to get his puck in, doesn't succeed in doing so. Mark Gannon does. He gets it into his hand. He's gone 10, 20, 30, 40 yards of the ball in his stick, still trying to make ground, but it's cleared out by Paul Dunn. Out on a little bit, but only to Mickey Ryan. Mickey through the middle, and Mickey stands it wide when a point seemed there for the taking. And Killyon's miss from that could be costly, but Mickey shot on the run. There's not much time for picking your spot. Marking is close. Kit's puck out now into the centre of the field, where number 7 for Trim sends it along the ground. Martin Dempsey trying to get away from Milletsburg, but it's number 12 for Trim now with the ball. He sends it in, and it's gone wide. Declan Murray wide for Trim. Forwards are not getting much time to pick their spot. Now Paddy Quinn taking the puck out, a long one, dropping into the centre of the field, where Ewan McCaffrey tries to get to it, doesn't succeed in doing so. Joe Cunningham has it. Joe left-handed, but it's blocked down by CJ Murtha. CJ has the ball. He gets it, a short one up along the wing. It's a sideline cut, however, for Killyon. It's deflected off a Killyon player, and it's a sideline ball for Trim. Martin Murray to take it. Up he comes, he takes it, a very short one, only goes to Mickey Ryan. However, it's a Trim man, CJ Murtha, that gets it. He sends it along the wing to number 10. He drops it into the centre half back, and it's Martin Dempsey that picks it up. He gets it into his hands. He steadies himself, sends it dropping into the corner, but doesn't seem to be anybody here for it. And it's Sean Cunningham who comes out and clears it brilliantly up along the wing. But at last he sends it out over the sideline, and it's a sideline puck for Trim. Keith McEvoy to take it. Keith takes it, a shortish one. It goes to Mark Gannon, number 10 of Killyon. He pulls on it. He's still pulling along with number 12 for Trim. His stick is broken, and the ball goes across the field where Paul Dunn clears it out. Up to CJ Murtha. He sends it along the ground. Good ground hurling now, but it's Thomas Degnan from Killyon who gets it into his hand. It's number 2, Camillus Burke. He sends it to Thomas Degnan, and Thomas pulls on it, and he connects in the air, sends it into the centre of the field. And now it's Killyon going into the attack as number 15 drops it and sends it wide. Scores hard to come by as defenders closing down very quickly on forwards. Kiss with the puck out, Kit O'Donnell. A good one into the centre of the field. Mickey Ryan battling forward with Ewan McCaffrey. The ball, however, goes up. Paul Dunn trying to get it for Trim. Doesn't succeed in doing so. There's a Killyon man well bottled up, but he gets it out to a colleague who sends it dropping into Jimmy Connolly. Jimmy lets it go along the ground, and it's PJ McKeown that's battling out on the wing, and the ball comes straight across the Trim goal. Kit O'Donnell gets his stroke to it. It only comes out about 25 yards, but it's picked up by Trim man who's coming well down the field. It's Keith McEvoy. He sends it down the sideline. Players racing out for it. The ball has gone out over the line. Sideline puck for Killyon. Camillus Buck was going to take it, but Sean Cunningham it is who's going to have a go. Right-handed, he pokes it, another of those short ones. It only goes into the centre of the field. CJ Murtha trying to pick it up. It comes to number 11, Loman Dempsey. His puck is partly blocked down. The ball coming to number 12, but it's Killyon who's coming from the breakaway. Has number 11. And the Terrors battling for it, but Loman Dempsey gets it eventually into John Andrews. John trying to get it up onto his stick, succeeds in doing so. Marshalled by Billy Dixon. The ball in along the wing, where number 7 for Killyon pokes it out of it, and this is fast open hurling with both sides giving it everything in this first half, but it's Killyon men who are coming away with the ball. Mickey Ryan gets his stick to it. It's still a schmozzle. Eventually the ball is cleared up by Pat Turl, and full time pulling as PJ McCone come in, tries to get its number 10 Mark Gannon. Now Killyon with Camillus Burke clearing it well up the field. And the Turl with it sends it into number 10 Mark Gannon. Mark is going right through the Trim defence. Frank McCann comes out to him, shoulders him, but the ball goes over the bar. Number 10 Mark Gannon sending that one over. So well and truly tackled, he held on to the ball and eventually got his puck in. to give Killyon a slight lead in the first half here of a very exciting senior final. Martin Dempsey getting his stick to it, but it's a short one, and eventually cleared by Joe Cunningham up into the Trim half of the field, but it's Trim defenders battling stoutly. PJ McEvoy coming out for it. He picks it up, gets it left-handed and sends a beauty dropping in, and it's over the bar. PJ McEvoy from an acute angle under pressure has sent that one over. Is it 15? Kit O'Donnell's puck out into the centre of the field. Players well in under it. The ball eventually comes to Ewan McCaffrey. His stick is held, and it's a free for Ewan on the centre of the field. The score, Killyon 3 points, Trim 1. Ewan to take the free himself. Bends, lifts, strikes. He drops it. Curling out wide. Another wide. Paddy Quinn with the puck out. A good one. Dropping into the centre of the field. Joe Cunningham in under it. The ball, however, comes out to Declan Murray. He tries to cut it, but he doesn't succeed in doing so. The ball goes out over the sideline, and it's a sideline puck for Killyon. The taker, Sean Cunningham. He cuts it, a better one, into the centre. Coming out for this Mark Gannon. Tries to get it up into his stake. Doesn't succeed in doing so. Jimmy Connolly trying to get to it. Eventually it's another Killyon man who comes to it. But now it's a Trim number 4. Martin Kelly getting it well out with a first time puck into the centre of the field. John Andrews racing out for it with Billy Dixon in close pursuit. John has it in his hand. He sends it, a lowish one, into number 10 for Trim. He gets it and he's left-handed. He's blocked down. And now it goes into Martin Dempsey. He's right through the middle. He tries a shot. Paddy Quinn saves it. And the ball is on the end line. And it's eventually cleared by Paddy Quinn. A very dangerous situation. He did well to hold that one. But it's Trim back on the attack as John Andrews tries to get to it, but it's Billy Dixon who gets his puck in first. Now there's a free as a Trim man goes down. The referee points. Players squaring up to one another, but the end product is a free for Trim. Free to be taken by Ewan McCaffrey. Up he comes, he takes it over the bar. A point for Trim to narrow the gap just to 1 point. This is absolutely perfect for hurling, not a breeze. The ball poked out by Paddy Quinn into the centre of the field. CJ Murphy and Mickey Ryan battling for it. CJ eventually gets it along the ground, but it's Joe Cunningham who gets it for Killyon, and he sends it along, probing one right into the Trim square. Killyon forwards in on top of it. Frank McCann policing the Killyon forward, and the Killyon forward is adjudged to have fouled the ball, and it's a free out. The wise head of Frank McCann policing until eventually the forward had held on too long, and now it's a free to Trim, some 25 yards from their own goal. Pat Kelly to take it. He lifts, bends and strikes. A long one down along the left wing, but it comes to Ewan McCaffrey. Ewan gets it into his hands. He loses it, however, and it's picked up by Mickey Ryan. Mickey is fouled as he tried to get away with the ball. He's pulled, and it's a free to be taken by Thomas Degnan. Thomas bending, lifting, striking, a long one, dropping into the Trim square. Frank McCann pulling on the goal! A goal! Pat Gannon Pat Gannon has found the trim net from that good long free by Thomas Degnan. The ball dropped and he got his stick to it right in on the square, and it finished in the trim net. One could call it an opportunist goal, but he was in the fray and ready to take his shot, which he did. And now a ball in the centre of the field as Killyon try to consolidate their position. However, it comes out to number 13 for Trim. He sends it into number 12 along the wing. He takes a shot and he sends it over the bar at Declan Murray's point to somehow reduce that goal for Killyon. Declan Murray, a nice point from an acute angle, and Paddy Quinn with the puck out. He drops it into the centre of the field. He's dropping down now where the referee points that Roman Dempsey had chopped down on the ball, and it's a free to Trim. He's remonstrating with the referee, but it makes no difference. A free it is, and Thomas Degnan will take the free. 3-3 in favour of Killyon. Thomas steadies himself and sends it, dropping well into Kid O'Donnell in the goals. It's picked up by Kid. He's coming out with a short clearance to Martin Kelly. Martin tries to hit it left-handed. He doesn't succeed in doing so. In comes from O'Keefe, Dennis O'Keefe, and he clears it into the centre of the field, where Mickey Ryan, however, gets it for Killyon. He sends it a short one out to Thomas Degnan, and Thomas pucks it a long one, dropping all the way. It's over the bar. A nicely executed movement between Mickey Ryan and Thomas Degnan, and Thomas picked his spot and sent it over the bar to give Killyon another point. 1-4 to 3 points. And this very good, exciting Meath Senior Hurling Final. The ball dropping into the centre of the field, picked up by CJ Murtha, sent down along the wing where number 10 Declan Murray comes out for it. He's tackled closely by the defender. He still gets his ball up onto his stick, tries to get his shot in, succeeds in doing so. It comes across the goal. John Andrews gets his stick to it, but he sends it out wide. John finding Billy Dixon in very close proximity at all times. Paddy Quinn with the puck out. Another good one into the centre of the field. Mickey Ryan brilliantly taken down from CJ. Sends a short pass to his centre half forward. The ball, however, is eventually comes to CJ Murtha. Now it's Dennis O'Keefe trying to get it up, but Paul Dunn has it. Eventually it's a Killyon man that comes bursting through with the ball in his stick, and right-handed sends it dropping in. Frank McCann, a brilliant pull down and a brilliant clearance to try and settle his team. As again Thomas Degnan coming back from Killyon and sending it dropping into the Trim square. Trim under siege again. Eventually the ball comes out to Martin Kelly, and Martin clears it into the centre where Joe Cunningham is going for it. There's a shoulder charge, however, and there's a free to Trim in the centre of the field. Ewan McCaffrey to take it, some 65 yards from the Killyon goal. It's a good one, dropping in about 40 yards out. They all go up further, pulling hard on it, nobody getting to stick to it. Eventually it's a Killyon back that comes through. He doesn't succeed in getting his clearance fast. And number 13 for Trim is Martin Murray, Kevin Murray, and Kevin has sent that one over the bar to reduce the lead more as Trim fight back. 1-4 in favour of Killyon. The puck out this time, coming out here along the stand side of the field. Number 7 for Trim, Keith McEvoy. He gets it up onto his stick. He solo runs down the wing, sends it into the centre. Billy Dixon racing along with John Andrews. The ball comes out. It's Paddy Quinn who races from his goal. Pucks it out along the sideline where it's coming to a Trim man. It's CJ Murtha in the centre, reading it well, getting it onto his stick. His clearance, his puck is a short one, however, but it's pulled down by number 12, Declan Murray. Declan gets his stick to it into Martin Dempsey. Martin has it now, and Martin takes a shot, and Martin has sent it over the bar. A point, at a good point, under pressure, but nevertheless, the old head for the occasion sent that one over to narrow the gap to 2 points. Paddy Quinn with a puck out, about 7 minutes to go to half time. The ball drops into the centre of the field. Mickey Ryan and CJ Murtagh having a great tussle for it. Joe Cunningham late with a pull there, and the ball comes to John Andres, and now John sends it. Oh dear, John didn't look just where he was pucking it, and it was a wide. Paddy Quinn with the puck out again into the centre of the field. Joe Cunningham under it. Ewan McCaffrey comes in, gets his puck to it. The ball now some 40 yards out from the Killyon goal. CJ Murtagh gets it into his hands. Right-handed, sends it across to John Andrews. Now John gets it up to his stick. He sends it in to Dennis. Dennis O'Keefe that's up there, and he sends it across to Ewan McCaffrey, but it's number 13. Number 13 with Kevin Murray, and Kevin sends it over the bar. A good purple patch for Trim at this stage. Dennis O'Keefe has gone up into the full forward positions. Decky Murray gone centre half back, and John Andres is gone centre half forward, and Trim have struck a purple patch as these changes seem to be taking effect. But his Trim now coming in again with the ball as CJ Murtagh gets it out along the wing, but it's two Killyon men going for it. Eventually it comes to a Trim man, number 13, two 13s together, but Paul Dunn gets it for Trim. His clearance is a short one. Jimmy Connolly battling for it, and the ball now in the hands of the Killyon men, and it's number 10. It's a free in. Mark Gannon fouled. The score is Trim 6 points, Killyon 1-4, 6 points to 7. And this game is poised on a knife edge as we come near half time. The Killyon free is sent straight and true between the uprights for Pat Gannon. A score for Pat Gannon, and to give Killyon another point. 6 points to 1-5 in favour of Killyon. The ball dropping some 40 yards from the Trim goal. Ewan McEvoy Dempsey getting his puck in along the ground. CJ Murtagh now getting it up onto his stick, racing down along the left wing, tries to get it to Ewan McCaffrey. Eventually it comes to Martin Murray. Martin coming in along the wing. He takes a shot, but not too strong, and Paddy Quinn that clears it out for Killyon into the centre of the field. Jimmy Connolly now coming out from his full forward position to try and retrieve it as the ball goes along the wing. Loman Dempsey's battling for it with Mickey Ryan. The referee judges that Mickey has fouled, and it will be a free for Trim some 55 yards out from the Killyon goal. Ewan McCaffrey is coming over to take it. Good hard hurling, both teams intent on giving their best. Ewan finding the sun strong as he steadies himself to take this all-important free as we near half-time. He takes it. It's a long one. It's a good one. The umpire bends. The white flag goes up. From a very acute angle, Ewan has sent that one over at a crucial time. 8-7 in favour of Killyon as the ball drops into the half-forward line. Sticks going in all action. The ball eventually breaks to John Andres. He gets it up into his hand. He lets it go down again. Keith McEvoy is fouled. And there's a free. Keith was coming in for possession. A free to Trim. And Killyon losing some of their fluency in hurling at the moment. As Trim fight back. Ewan McCaffrey again entrusted with this free here right out in front of us, front of the stand. looking at those posts, bending, lifting and striking. He just doesn't get the distance. It is dropping into the square, where the ball eventually comes out to one of the Killyon defenders. Mickey Ryan going for it, and eventually it looks as if he's going to get it, and he does. Gets it up onto his stick. He sends it. A good one dropping out towards Joe Connick, but a brilliant put by number 10 Mark Gannon. Sends it up along the wing. Well, however, it's Trim that is getting the edge now. CJ Murtha sends it a short one to Martin Dempsey. He doesn't get it up into his hand. The ball goes on the ground. He tries to get it out a bit, and CJ Murtha comes in. He pulls on it. He looked to be foul there, but the whistle didn't go, and it's a free to Killyon. Martin Dempsey judged to have fouled that ball, and it's a free to Killyon. Thomas Degnan to take it. 1 point between them. The Minions ticking away before half time. Thomas lifts, strikes, a good long one, dropping, Kill O'Donnell puts his hand up, but it's over the bar. A brilliantly taken point by Thomas Degnan from fully 65 yards. The distance not too high, but enough to just go over the top of the crossbar. Kit O'Donnell with the puck out into the centre of the field. Both sides still giving their best as Trim come through again. CJ Murtha going for it. The ball is knocked from his hand. Whoever gets to hit it along the ground. And now it's smart. Declan Murray gets it up into his hand and sends it a short one in along to John Andrews, who doesn't block it down. Thomas Degnan hurls it out here along the sideline. They're still battling for it. It's Ewan McCaffrey getting it into the centre, but the referee blows his whistle. It's a free into Trim. Ewan will take it. He takes it a short one into the centre to number 10, Declan Murray, to number 13. He has it on his stick. He's going across the mouth of the goal. Oh dear, oh dear. Kevin Murray, having made lovely space for himself and then shot it wide. But as I say, there's not much time to take your shots here. And Paddy Quinn's puck out is a brilliant one, dropping some 40 yards from the Trim goal. And Mickey Ryan tries to get it along the ground, but it's Keith McEvoy who gets it up into his hands. CJ Murtha has it. The referee blows, and it's half time with the score. Killyon 1-6, Ahatreem 7 points. 9 points to 7, and both teams are going into a rousing reception for a very good first half.
Just before the teams come onto the field in the second half, with Joe Dempsey and Sean Golgan from Trim here. Joe, how did you see the game, the first half?
It was very good, a very good opening quarter for Killyon. They were hurling along the ground and stretching Trim. I thought at one stage they were going to go right ahead, but positional changes on the Trim team have brought them very much back into it, and I feel the game is in the melting pot still. I have a kind of a feeling that the town goals is the scoring goals, and I still think honestly that Trim could do it.
I was just saying there, Joe, during the commentary, as you can see, it's much the same trend as last Sunday. Killyon a good start, Trim slow to settle down, and then back in the match.
True, yes.
Considering they conceded the goal.
Yes, and Killyon had worked very hard for their score, and they really look to be going to sew up the game. But Trim have this knack of coming back when all seems lost, and I'm looking forward to a tremendous second half.
Lovely, nice talking to you, Joe. Sean, a quick word. Sean, the second half in a few moments. How did you see the game, Sean? Under pressure, trailing by 2 points.
They're starting to play well now, and I think it's the trend of last Sunday. Trim will come back into the match, and I think that possibly go on and win the match. I think whatever team gets a goal will probably win it, but I think it's going to be close, the same as last Sunday.
Would you write off a draw extra time, Sean?
I wouldn't write off a draw, no.
Lovely, Sean. Nice talking to you, and we'll hope to have a chat with you in the second half. Thanks very much, lads. Thank you for coming in. It's Joe. Thank you. Martin, good to you. Very good job. Martin McCormick's here. Martin, a worthy looking man, the Trim Republican. How do you feel, Martin? Is it going to go back tonight?
They're doing well, but the simple things are not happening in around here. It's breaking down in around the full forward line, Charlie. Like if they want to let the ball go on the ground, like they're too fond of picking it, you know. They're after throwing away a couple of scores, the two Murrays there, but hard luck. Like they're playing well, but Killyon, I think today they seem to be that little bit sharper.
No, the goal. Trim, Killyon got the goal, but still Trim didn't go out. They came back like last on them.
Oh, they did, yeah. There's great fighting spirits. Like this game is not over by long means, you know. It's anyone's game, Charlie.
Would you write off a draw next time?
No. I think someone possibly will share that. I'd say.
The last 5 minutes of the first half, I thought Trim were coming more into spreading the Murrays. Andrews find a loose ball. They're getting more into the game.
Yeah, well, I thought Killyon, I don't know for what reason they brought Jimmy Connolly to the 40. Like, you know, I think he was causing a bit of havoc in around the full forward line. He's brought the 40. Like, Jimmy's legs are no younger than my own, but slowed it up a bit, you know. But I don't know. It's hard to say now. And it's anyone's game, Charlie.
And Frank, the veteran full back, Frank McCann, holding his own.
Frank's still playing shocking well. Yeah, tipping it here, tipping it there, getting it away.
So Martin, most enjoying first half.
We thought last Sunday's game was very good, and this is equally as good.
And you're going to go for Trim.
No, I'll stand on the head, Charlie.
Okay, Martin, have a chat with you after the game. Thanks, Martin McCormick. Thanks very much indeed. We'll go back now to Joe Dempsey in the commentary box for Trim. Thanks, Joe.
Welcome back to the second half of this Trim Killyon final. The ball poked in down along the left wing. Killyon on the attack, number 11 sends it in, and the Turtle, but it's gone wide. The first wide for Killyon in the second half. The score 7 points for Trim, 1-6 for Killyon. Kit O'Donnell with the puck out into the centre of the field. Una McCaffrey battling hard. Sticks being pulled. However, it's a Trim that get away with the Paul Dunn gets it up along the wing. The number 10, Declan Murray. He has it. He falls down. He's adjudged to have turned twice or held on too long. Martin Murray. Free to Killyon. Thomas Degnan now to take this free. A long one across the far side of the goal. Brilliantly picked up by number 10 for Mark Gannon. He's gone down along the wing. He's still going through with the ball on his stick. He's been chased by CJ Murtha. He hasn't shot yet. It comes across to Jimmy Connolly. Jimmy is slow to react to it. The ball, however, going back to Mark Gannon. He sends it into across the goal and wide. 2 wides for Killyon now in the first opening minutes of this game. Trim tried to settle down. Any wides at this stage is crucial to either sides. The puck out from Pat Kelly in the centre of the field. Una McCaffrey putting up his hand for it. It drops off his hand to number 7 for Killyon. Comes back down the field. Again it's Killyon. Jimmy Connolly trying to work his way through out to PJ McKeown. Both of them miss it, and it's number 12, Martin Murray, that sends it up along the wing. However, it's a Killyon man, Sean Cunningham, a little slow to react there, but he's back on it again, trying to lift it in, get it up to his stake. Doesn't succeed in doing so, and the ball is eventually hurled on by Trim into the Killyon full back line. Thomas Degnan with it. He gets a good cut across field, and out the ball comes between CJ Murtha and Joe Cunningham. It's Killyon going into the attack. Frank McCann gets his stick up, pokes it down, but it's number 11 in the terror, sending it across to number 15. It takes it out. It's a goal! It's a goal! A goal for Killyon. Pat Gannon standing inside for getting the pass and putting it out of Kit O'Donnell's reach. A goal at a very crucial stage, and now we are going to see a grandstand finish as Trim have got to knuckle down if they're to do anything about it. But it's Killyon coming again as Mickey Wine going down along the left wing. He still has it on his stick. He's gone 50 yards. He loses it, but he gets his puck to it. Martin Kelly comes out for it for Trim. The ball is eventually picked up a Killyon corner forward. Is it PJ McEvoy? He sends it centred across the goal where the pull on it. Oh dear, another goal, is it? It's virtually cleared off the line. It was on the line, but Kit has got it cleared. A wonderful, or we could say a miraculous escape as the ball danced on the line. As now John Andrews come out for it. He breaks away from Thomas Degnan. He's got it on his stick. He's soloing up the middle, but Thomas sticks with him, and Thomas gets it in with his hand. Out to number 7, Seamus Degnan. He sends it dropping down the centre. Jimmy Connolly gets it. He gets his hand to it. He scoops it out along the wing where the corner forward, Frank McCann, is racing out after the Killyon forward. And now the ball is just 25 yards out and taken. A great shot and over the bar. Another point for Killyon. A point by Pat Gannon. And the score is now 2-7 for Killyon. 7 points for Trim. A transformation by Killyon in the second half. The ball in the centre of the field. Killyon hurling now with a real elan as they send it into the centre of the field. But Trim battling back as number 13 sends it out to his colleague. Blocked down, however. Killyon chasing everything, and it's a free to Killyon. The tempo increasing, if anything, as Killyon see the sight of victory. Can we see another comeback like we did with Meath in Dublin, I wonder? But at this stage it's Killyon that's they're on the warpath, and Thomas Degnan to take this free. He takes it. A long one, straight and through. Thomas Degnan has sent another point over for Killyon, increasing their lead. It's 2-8-7 in favour of Killyon, and something will have to be done very soon by Trim if they're to pull this game around as they try to go up along the far wing. Ewan McCaffrey getting his stick to it. The ball going out to Loman Dempsey. Ewan McCaffrey gets it. He's fouled, and there's a free some 40 yards out on the left hand side of the field. Ewan to take it himself. Benz lifts, strikes and sends it. It hits the upright, comes back into the square. Fullback Billy Dixon pulling on it. Ball is cleared out by Billy Dixon and eventually cleared into the centre of the field, where Mark Gannon is getting it in front of Keith McEvoy. He's trying to get past him. He doesn't succeed in doing so, but he sends it down instead. A long raking puck where Frank McCann is under pressure and eventually beaten. And the ball is sent across the goal mouth, with Trim taken and virtually looked like another goal, but the ball blazed across. Killyon now pouncing on everything and really have their tails up, so to speak, but Kid O'Donnell with the puck out. Trim by no means beaten yet in this period of ascendancy as John Andrews pulls on it first time, sends it up to Dennis O'Keefe, gets it into his hand. It's number 13 for Trim going right through the field. He's right into 10 yards out. Oh, Ewan McCaffrey gets his stick to it, and eventually the ball goes out for his 65. Declan Murray was straight through there, perhaps a yard or two less in his run. Kevin Murray would have fed. A shot might have been more beneficial, but it looked a very dangerous one. This 65 now for Trim. The score 2-8 for Killyon, 7 points for Trim. And he takes it, dropping into the square. A packed goal mouth. Sticks pull. Dennis O'Keefe gets his stick to it. The ball goes into number 10. Doesn't get his shot in, however. Paddy Quinn, the goalkeeper, comes out. Paddy is fouled. Paddy bravely going in amongst a forest of hurleys, getting that ball, and like a good captain, he came out, eventually was fouled, and it's a free from Killyon, right from their own 5 yards. Billy Dixon to take it. Billy takes it, lacking nothing in length. This ball dropping into the centre of the field and beyond. Ewan McCaffrey trying to get through it, but it's Killyon that come out of the ruck, and it's Killyon going into the attack. Hits it once again. It's number 15 for Killyon, but he's beaten, however, as Pat Kelly tries to come through. The Trim defender is fouled, and it's a free some 35 yards out from the Trim goal. Pat Kelly takes it. Not much time for dallying now, as they're going to come back into the game. Dennis will keep coming up for it. Gets it up on his stick, but it's eventually cleared by Killyon in the middle of the field. One of the Murray brothers now at the stick. Sidesteps his man, sends it dropping into the goal mouth. And Killyon backs, standing staunchly. Martin Dempsey trying to pull on it. It's a free out. A free out for Killyon. One of the Killyon players gone down injured. Billy Dixon, he's all right, he's going back. Thomas Degnan to take this free for Killyon. The score once again, Killyon 2-8, Trim 7 points. A good free into the half-forward line, but it's number 12. Declan Murray has it on his stick. He's going through the middle, solo running, but eventually he kicks it up along the wing, where it comes out to Ewan McCaffrey. He makes ground in along the wing. He sends it into the centre. He takes a shot. His shot is blocked down. Paddy Quinn comes out, gets it onto his stick, and Paddy clears to a great roar from the Killyon supporters here in the background. Cleared in the centre of the field. Loman Dempsey trying to get it up onto his stick, but eventually he doesn't succeed in doing so. Jimmy Connolly battling with it, sending it down the line. It's gone out over the sideline. It's a sideline puck for Trim. Be taken by Keith McEvoy. He cuts it a good one. Long ground, a hard pull by John Andrews. The ball ricochets back out over the sideline. Where it's adjudged to be a Trim ball, it's eventually sent in by Dennis O'Keefe, only to reach Thomas Degnan, and Thomas sends it well down the field, where it goes to number 12, Declan Murray. Declan sends it well up along the wing again, but it's back to Thomas Degnan, and Thomas has that ball on his stick and he clears it much down to the same position, and it's Keith McEvoy that sends it back up for Trim. The referee has blown his whistle. There's a free for Trim, some 65 yards out. Declan Murray to take it. He drops it into the square. Hands and hurls go up. The ball brilliantly saved by Paddy Quinn, and over the bar. What looked destined for the net by Martin Murray, but Paddy Quinn somehow got his stick to it, and it shot up and over the bar. A goal seemed done, and the captain's part is being truly played by the Killyon keeper. An inspired display, and now a great puck out, dropping 40 yards from the Trim goal. As Killyon's number 7 comes in, gets it across the goal. Keith McEvoy tries to get his stick hand to it. He doesn't succeed in doing so. The ball breaks loose between Loman Dempsey and Sean Cunningham. Sticks pulling hard, both of them. Eventually it's not got up, it comes out loose again. Hard pulling, and it comes to Jimmy Connolly. He sends it a low one. Frank McCann tries to gather it. Doesn't succeed in doing so. Eventually he does. He's got it on his stick, and he sends it a short one out to Dennis O'Keefe. Dennis gets it and sends it down along the wing. Martin Dempsey tries to get it up another bit. Closely marked by Camillus Burke. The ball hopping around the middle of the field. Mickey Ryan comes away with it for Killyon, but he's met full force by Dennis O'Keefe, and the ball somewhat stays in the one spot. Hurling is hard. Compromise is not just heard of. John Andrews sends it, but John Andrews sends it wide. The score: Killyon 2 goals and 8 points. Trim 8 points. 2 goals between the sides as we enter the last quarter, or have we? Not as yet. About 17 or 18 minutes to go. By no means over. There's a player down injured for Killyon. It's Mickey Ryan, I think, who's being attended to. PJ McEvoy, I just saw an 8 on his back, and it was the number 18, but it's PJ McEvoy. And I think there's going to be a replacement for PJ. Yes, number 17, Brendan Pollock. Brendan Pollock is going in. PJ McEvoy is going off. It looks to be a facial injury. Let's hope it's nothing too serious. He had been playing a very constructive game before his injury. Brendan Pollock is the sub in. The ball poked out by Paddy Quinn into the centre of the field. Just 2 goals between the side as Trim come back. Number 13 sends it out to John Andrews. John going up the centre, gets it up onto his stick. He's fouled some 45 yards out. And it's a free in. Ewan McCaffrey to take it. 2-8. Ewan takes it. Sends it straight between the posts to reduce the lead to 5 points. And we should now be entering on the last quarter. And Killyon would not be feeling that they really are home and dry as yet. And it's now Tommy Massey coming in, number 18 for Trim. Former Killyon player, the ball in the centre of the field. Being hurled on number 12 for Killyon, gets it up into his hand, left-handed, sends it down along the wing. Killyon's corner forward's going out for it. Martin Kelly tussling for it with number 11. It goes into the centre, and it's Killyon Trim back trying to come out with it. Paul Dunn misses his strike, and the ball eventually comes to Mark Gannon. He doesn't get it up either. It's a shamuzzle again. Backs and forwards try to retrieve the situation. Jimmy Connolly trying to get it up, and the referee is looking very close. It's going over. Gives a throw in. Eventually it comes to Jimmy Connolly. Jimmy tries to get his shot in. A good effort. He goes very high. Frank McCann coming out for it, gets it up into his hands. Coming up along the wing, he's shouldered once, he's shouldered twice, and takes 2 hard shoulders. Eventually the referee has adjudged Frank to be fouled, and Pat Kelly is coming to take the free. And now cool heads could do a lot in the next 10 minutes either way. The ball going to CJ Murtha. He's still followed by Mickey Ryan. The ball going up along the wing. Ewan McCaffrey trying to get his stick to it. He's tackled by 2 Killyon men. It's a free into Trim. Ewan McCaffrey fouled, and there's a free some 40 yards out from the Killyon goal. The score: Trim 9 points, Killyon 2-8. 5 points in it as Ewan looks at the post, steadies himself, lifts, strikes. Oh, it's very narrowly wide, but it's a wide, it's a crucial one. It was just wide of the upright, and Paddy Quinn now with the puck out. An important puck out into the centre of the field. Picked up by number 12, Mr. Martin Murray for Trim. He's got it. He eventually lets it drop. It goes to a Killyon defender who sends it dropping in between number 12. But it's the Trim men. Oh, it does. Paul Dunn misses it. Goes back for it. Doesn't get it. Eventually pulls on it again. He gets it to number 8, CJ Murtha. CJ boots it along out the wing. Oh, There's number 11, Loman Dempsey. Sean Cunningham came in there. It's a free for Trim. Dennis O'Keefe coming up to take this one. An epic struggle between those two sides as Dennis takes his free and sends it dropping and wide. Another wide, 2 more for chance of points gone a begging. And Killyon will sigh a relief for that one. 9 to 2-8, 5 points in it. Paddy Quinn with a puck out into the centre of the field. Oh, a brilliant catch by John Andrews. Sent it into the centre, but it's number 7, Aidan Degnan, who comes away for Killyon. Sends it on to number 7 for Killyon. He's trying to pick it up, eventually succeeds in doing so. He's trying to push his way through, but it's John Andrews that gets it. Now he's endeavouring to do the same. It's a free, some 65 yards from the goal. And Dennis O'Keefe going to take it. Benz lifts and Dennis takes it. A good one dropping into the square. Backs and forth pulling for it. It's a goal, a goal. Tom Massey, I think it was, that finished that one. For a moment it looked as if it went out by the side of the net, but to the consternation of the Killyon backs, the ball is in their net and Paddy Quinn's puck out. It's all to play for now into the centre of the field, and it's Trim coming back, rallying all the way out to CJ Murtagh. He's been tackled by Mickey Ryan. He's fouled, and there's a free for Trim, some 40 yards out. Yes, this change came all of a sudden, and now it's Killyon that's back defending and Trim in the driving seat. What a goal can do. Ewan McCaffrey steadying himself, lifting, striking. Oh dear. Oh, he sent it wide. That's it, you got to put him away. And it's Trim 1-9, Killyon 2-8, and Paddy Quinn's trying this side of the field for a change. John Andrews tries to get his stick to it, doesn't succeed in doing so, but it's cleared up into the Killyon half again. John Andrews tries to get his stick to it. It comes out to Dennis O'Keefe. He's going through the centre. He has it on his stick. He's being tackled by number 11. He's still got it, however. He steadies himself. He shoots, and he sends it dropping over the bar. A lovely point by Dennis O'Keefe. Despite the close attention of Enda Terror, he drops it over. And now those frees that have been missed look so crucial now. It's 110 to 2-8, 110 for Trim, 2-8 for Killyon. The ball in the centre of the field, and it's John Andrews sending it up along the wing. And now comes young Murray, fends it, dropping in to Tommy Massey. Tommy coming out for it, number 18. Killyon defenders breathing down his neck. Eventually a Killyon man gets it, and it's a free to Killyon. One point between the sides. Thomas Degnan to take this free and try and relieve some of the pressure on the Killyon defenders. He bends, lifts, strikes, along one, down along the wing, where it's brilliantly fielded by number 11 for Killyon. He sends it dropping into the square. Frank McGann going for it. Kid O'Donnell comes out for it on his stick, clears it out along the wing to Keith McEvoy. He gets it up into his hands. He's tackled by 2 men. It's a free out. It's a free out. And who knows? How much time is left in it, Martin, at this stage? It's 8 minutes to go, and the ball poked in at the centre from Pat Kelly, and it's Killyon going through again. But now, Killyon man taken down, no. He's still got the ball breaks loose. Keith McEvoy trying to get it away. He's fouled. And there's a free. A free for Trim. And the chances of overtime is very much appearing on the horizon. 1 point between the sides. Dennis O'Keefe to take this free from his own half-back line. He takes it, a long one, dropping into the square. It's a tense battle. The ball comes across the goal. Tommy Massey battling for it, along with Killyon defender number 7, Aidan Degnan. The ball goes out, and it's a sideline ball for Killyon. It's Aidan Degnan. Now it's there's a Killyon Trim player down in the half forward line. The St. John's ambulance men gone in. I think it's Loman Dempsey. His hand. I see right down in front of us here. I wonder what are the thoughts of Alan Smith, who played last Sunday and had some tendon injuries and had to give up his place today. He's walking rather disconsolate along the sideline. His hold up and play will perhaps upset the momentum of the play, but nevertheless it's all to play for in those final 5 minutes. Both sides have trained very hard and both sides are lasting the pace. Killyon's very good opening quarter in the second half has held them in good stead. The Killyon defender having his name taken. For a foul. Sideline poke taken by Aidan Degnan. Oh, he takes it a very short one along the line. It's gone out over the sideline and it now becomes a Trim sideline poke. Only 40 yards from the Killyon goal. Martin Murray the taker. Kevin Murray the taker. He takes it a beautiful cut into the square. Up goes the hand. Billy Dixon, I think, his hand reached it to it. Tommy Massey gets his stick into it. The ball is on the square. And now there is a schmozzle in there. The referee has gone in. He's talking to the umpires. It might be a free in or a penalty. Talking to the umpires would suggest that it could be either one or the other. Yes. Yes, it's a penalty. And I saw the ref going in there. Things looked ominous for the Killyon defence. The ball must have been plucked off the ground. This means that only three defenders and a goalkeeper in the goals. Would Trim take the point rather than go for the goal? The days of Nicky Racker are not around now, but a point is a point is a point, and it's the equaliser. Both sides have all to play for again. A real comeback by Trim and now it's Killyon trying to get into the driving seat again. It's number 16 for Killyon getting it up the wing. However, the Killyon defender is adjudged to have fouled, and it's a free in. A very important free, and it's Dennis O'Keefe who will take this one. .111 for Trim, 2-8 for Killyon. Level pegging. A free some 55 yards out. Dennis O'Keefe looked to be going to take it, but it's Ewan McCaffrey that's going to take it. Dennis coming up into the forward line. Ewan looking at the post, perhaps determined to make amends for a couple of threes that did not go where he wanted them earlier on. He bends, he lifts, he strikes. It's a long one, dropping into the square. The goal, the square. For backs, fail upon it. It's picked up by a trim forward. He comes number 13. He gets it on his stick. He tries it, hook along the line. It's a Killyon defender who gets it out. Out to Dennis O'Keefe, who's going up for it. In comes number 15 for Killyon. He goes to the ground. The ball is now hit along by a trim defender. Mickey Ryan gets it into his hand. He's trying to get away from Tommy Massey. He's still got it on his stick. Playing it on his stick brilliantly down along the wing. And he gets it along to Jimmy Connolly. Jimmy tries to pick it. He doesn't succeed in doing so. Now Frank McCann in. Ash upon ash, stick upon stick, as the ball goes along the wing. Mickey Ryan eventually gets it out, and it goes to number 15 for Killyon. He takes the shot, but it's up in the air. Pat Kelly along with Mark Gannon. They're both tussling for it. It's a free. A free for Killyon. A free for Killyon. Some 30 yards out. A bit to the right. And this free is a most important one. About a half a minute left in it, plus whatever injury time. The referee pointing for a Killyon free. Thomas Degnan, a man who hasn't missed any that I know of today, takes it. It's a low one, and it comes cleared. Not just yet, but it's Martin Kelly that's coming out with the ball. He's under severe pressure. Oh dear! He held on, he turned, and he gave away a free at a more better position than ever for Killyon. The trim defender fouled the ball, and now it's 30 yards out, and Thomas Degnan has another retake, and Thomas takes it. It hits the post and it's gone over the bar for the lead, and kicks puck out into the centre of the field. John Andrews puts in Ewan McCaffrey. His stick is held. Ewan's stick is held, and it's a free. A brilliant catch by Ewan as he tries to bring Trim back into it. It's a free for Trim and a free for Ewan. He's given it everything he can in the middle of the field, and his catching of the slither is undoubtedly supreme. Can he pull the Trim lads back into it again? He's standing over the ball, giving every ounce and sinew of strength to it. He sends it, and he sends it wide. Yes, that ball has gone wide. Paddy Quinn in no hurry to puck it out as we enter the overtime for stoppages. And here comes Paddy with a puck out. The whistle. The game is over, and Killyon have won the Meath Senior Hurling Championship of 1991. The men from the hamlet of Killyon on the borders of Raharney have come and beaten the Trim men after a wonderful sporting game. How they fought in the second half, but then Trim came back magnificently, but it was to be Killyon's day, and there it was. The last free is Ewan chance of equalising. It just didn't happen. From the first time Killyon won this title in 1927, today there are two Cunninghams on that side, and on that first title there was their grandfather and a Joe Cunningham, and a Joe Cunningham features there today as well. And so, Slán gave Galea.
The first half is to back and won by the point. And well done lads again for a wonderful game. I would like now to present the Trophy Cup to the captain of the Killyon team, Paddy Quinn. Prevented that from playing all year, especially for the start the first and second week in April. One man couldn't do his out there today, I'm sure he's all over for what that man's match. We've hardly had to fight on us. We don't say more minus. I'd like to thank selectors, Killyon, Jamie Carney, Patrick Lloyd, Thomas Simon, and Noel Ace. Thank you for the great work they done all year as well. Not an easy job getting the game, but they all came to do the right things at the right time. So thanks very much, lads, for your work all year. I'd like to thank our supporters for all year as well.
No problem.
And look forward to representing the game, but we all know the game. Thank you very much as well. I'd like to first thank the junior hurlers of July. They were the first to bring a cup around July. And we put it at home with the first cup. And in between that, I'd like to thank the Meaghboys for and today. I never felt safe, even 6 points up, I knew I had to still go back at it. And as well as that, it takes 2 teams to make good finals, so I'd like to congratulate them and give them 3 cheers. Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip! Thanks very much.
As Paddy Quinn accepts the cup on behalf of Killyon hurling team, I'd like to just have a few words with the County Board Chairman Fintan Kennedy on what he thought of that spectacle today and of last Sunday. Fintan.
I wasn't here last Sunday, unfortunately. I was with the Meath team up in Newry, but I think it was great for hurling. I think it buries the myth that hurling can only be played in Trim. And I also think that it's great for the game of hurling to play it over here. Very, very skillful today, and I think it has done a lot for hurling here in County Meath to have it played here in Navan.
Trim will feel possibly a bit hard done by you. They could have got a draw.
Well, a draw there would have been, and then you'd have had extra time. I think that would have decided. But I think a draw would have been nice there at full time, all right.
Crowd a bit small again, though.
Very, very small. Well, you're in the first week in December, and you can expect that, you know.
Very disappointed when we were coming in to do the match, so we actually met the footballers leaving the pitch. They weren't even
wait for it. Well, that's the pity, you know, and well, they will go back home now, in fairness, and they're going back home to like the lights in Kells. I was told that now they had to be back home at 3 o'clock or something.
Well, Fintan, thanks very much for talking to us.
Thank you very much indeed.
Now, Jimmy Connolly, congratulations. Well done.
Thanks, Martin. It's very hard, very, very hard, the whole way through. I thought we got 7 points in front of Trim and die, but they didn't die. They come back and fought hard, and fair play to our lads. We got the winning point, that's what counts.
Ewan McCarthy probably kicking himself, he could have got the equaliser.
Probably should have got the equaliser, but I think Trim missed a few frees as well, and I think they could have missed 2 or 3, but overall we were very satisfied in our performance anyway, you know.
Jimmy, thanks for talking to us. I'll let you go with the rest of the team. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Johnny Andrews, congratulations, you had a great game, but unfortunately we didn't bring home the trophy.
No, we didn't. No, we went I think 7 or 8 points down in the second half. We didn't give up. Paddy Quinn, I think, was the man that bet us today with the save he made from Martin Murray. But I have to just say one thing, as pay tribute to every Trim player out there. No man shirked his duty today, and I'm proud to be a Trim man today. So
thanks for joining us. Commiserations. I'm feeling sorry for you.
I'm desperately disappointed. I didn't think we played well, but once we got going, I thought we were going to win it, you know. and just one or two things went wrong. We missed a free, and Martin Kelly then got caught for. It was very unfortunate because he'd broken his wrist actually before that, and he couldn't swing the hurl, you know. So that was his problem, you know.
A last free from you, and could have put it into extra time.
Sure, I mean, I've missed ones like that. It's very hard to get them under real pressure. That was real pressure, you know. And he stuck it fairly well, but he's about 2 degrees out. There he goes.
Well, Frank, you'll suffer on.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you shouldn't say that now, you know. We'll wait till next year. We'll wait till the sun comes on our back again.
Frank, listen, immediately after the match, I know it's hard to take, but thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much. Good luck.
I'm going. We'll be moving away.
Hey, Martin. Well, I don't know. We were lucky we're going to lose there at one stage, 10 minutes to go. Trim were all over us. I think they were unlucky not to win the game. But Killyon kept plucking away, and that's what the heart is. That's what wins the game.
Thanks, Mickey. Thanks very much.
Okay, Martin.
One on there.
Billy Dixon, we spoke to you last Sunday. We said we'd have a word with you again today. Congratulations.
Thanks very much, Martin. I am very proud of the lads the way they hurled. I got 6 points ahead, but even as Paddy said, understand it, when we did get 6 points ahead or 7 points ahead, he still knew that the trim weren't going to give in. So to come back and come at us hard, and a few frees either ways, and then that's what done it.
Yeah, you only missed a couple. I'm sure you were quite happy from your end of it. Didn't see them going over. One particularly there, just in injury time to make a draw match, which went into extra time.
That's right. Ewan missed a couple of really handy frees. Ewan missed, and I say he's sorry that he didn't point him, but at the same time we had a 6 or 7 point lead, and we just let them come back at us. But still, I'm happy with the point.
Paddy Dixon, or Billy Dixon, sorry. Thanks very much. Thanks for talking. Thanks very much. John Mitchell.
Yeah.
What did you think of that game?
I think it was the best game ever I've seen, and a hard-fought game, and it was well refereed.
Trim a bit unlucky, what do you think?
Well, we're unlucky to PJ McEvoy get knocked down and hurt him. He's a good man too. He's again of a loss, but now and hour they got through. They won it anyway. Keeps us all quiet.
Celebrate tonight.
Yeah.
Thanks very much for joining us, John. Associated with the Meath hurling board. What do you think of that?
That's very exciting, and Killyon would have felt very badly had they lost it, been leading so much and kind of been caught at the very end. But Trim sort of in the second half particularly helped themselves to lose it by their soloing. Like at no time did they make any effort to get the ball to do the work. And they got enough possession in the last 10 minutes, particularly since they equalised, and like their habit persisted. They're taking a free score, and it's possibly the fairest judgment. Killyon in fact should have won by more. They missed an easy goal in the second half. Maybe their first goal in the second half might have been a trifle lucky, but they certainly missed a sitter, you know.
Great advertisement actually for the last 2 games for the game of hurling. Meath.
Great sporting teams, and they put everything they had into it. Trim didn't, with their great ability, seem to have no confidence. They never had the confidence to let themselves go. And like the simple things, they made hard work of doing the simple things. Don't know. But it's hard to say anything about a team that when you lose a final, particularly a replay. But I'd say themselves they'll admit it when they look at the video that kind of it isn't the way they would have liked to play. I'd say a lot of them anyway. You know, bit fumbling, and as they say, I'd go completely against their solo.
Right, Father. Thanks very much for joining us.
Yeah. On air.
We're joined now by Kit Mitchell. Congratulations, Kit. Another great game of hurling.
Thanks very much. Very enjoyable. But I suppose I'll have to wait till I go home now to enjoy the game itself. I didn't. Thanks, Jack. Thanks very much. Out there, when you're under pressure, it's hard to watch the game. But I'd say from all the neutrals I was talking to, they all enjoyed the game. They said it was a good game of hurling.
Kit, you went 7 points ahead, and you nearly let it slip.
Yeah, we did. But as I said, and I said before, and I'll say it again, Killyon never give up. And they fought and had to fight to the end, and a game is never over till the final whistle. As it proved today, we won it near enough the last puck of the ball.
Yeah, that's right. Ewan McCarthy had a chance to, firstly, I keep bringing this up, he had a chance to equalise, to ring it extra time, Kit. Well,
I was worried at that stage, I was. But we had another half hour then if it went to the extra time.
We were all hoping he would score.
I can imagine that, but I was hoping he wouldn't. Nothing against Ewan in any way, he's a terrific sportsman. And as for all the Trim players, I'll have to speak well of them, because without a doubt they contributed to that final out there. Last Sunday and today, like, it was tremendous for hurling in the county. It was first class hurling both Sundays, and man to man stuff, there's no doubt about that, but that's what the game of hurling is about. I love to see it played hard and fair, and I can say nothing else about that game. Only it was a good sporting game of hurling, and well, we won in the finish, but on the day hurling won.
Kid, I know it's hard to get your thoughts together after the game, but I know you want to go and join the lads in the dressing room, and thanks very much for joining.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
2, 1. Well, George, what do you think of that?
Well, that was a fantastic game. I tell you, the mark of a good game is whether you enjoy it or not, and I really, really enjoyed it.
George, you be along with man now, or
I'd be along with man, but I came in unashamedly today supporting Killyon, and I was delighted to see them winning, and I thought they're really done very well to stay with it in the second half there when they were under pressure, you know.
We were looking forward for an extra half hour.
Were you?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't have minded it either, to tell you the truth, because I was really enjoying the game, but I was delighted. I thought Killyon deserved it. I thought they were sharper and hungrier than Trim that little bit, you know, and in the end they deserved it.
Right, George, thanks a million. Thanks for joining us. Okay. We're joined now with Noel Keaton, PRO of the Meath Hurling Board. Noel, another great game.
A great game. Killyon deserving winners. Trim could have stolen it, and it would have been a steal if they did. They missed a few very important frees at crucial times, but didn't on the day the honours go where they've gone to Killyon.
Well, Noel, another small crowd though in Navan today.
Small, well, I would say it's bigger than last week. The far side, the terracing, there was quite a crowd on it there just at the start of the game. We thought there wasn't anyone going to come, but the way the programme sold, well, there's definitely a bigger crowd than last Sunday.
I was saying to the chairman of the football board, Fintan Ginnity, earlier, we coming in to do the match, we met the footballers and the supporters of Sensistown and both Kells leaving.
True, yeah, that's one of the sad things about it. Like, it seems to be them and us all the time. They're like the strong football areas. They don't really support even a local hurling game. Where you had a final here today, you had a great game last Sunday, had all the ingredients of another thriller, which it turned out to be. And in fact, it was a much better game than the football game as far as thrills went and as far as scores taken. When the football wasn't, it was just to me, an ordinary football game. The hurling was much better altogether.
But getting back to the game itself, Noel, I Trim possibly could have nearly stole it.
They could have stolen it, yeah.
Ewan's couple of frees.
Few frees missed, and I think the turning point was Paddy Quinn's save from Martin Murray's shot. If that went in, Trim, I'd say they would have had their tails up and they would have won it then.
But another great comeback.
Oh yeah, they rose from the dead as it were, same as last Sunday, and just didn't work this time in the finish.
Right, Noel, thanks for joining us. Thank you. Come on here. We're joined by Ollie Doherty and Ted Murphy here in the Trim dressing room. Disappointed.
And that could have went anywhere. I thought with the free that we might get a draw and see what will go in the extra time, but that's the name of the game, and good game, very clean game, so I couldn't say a whole lot. Probably someone had to win on the day, so unfortunately it wasn't Trim, so that's it. So the only thing about it, we'll have a drink tonight anyway, win or lose anyway, we'll have a drink tonight, and I hope the boys are the same.
Thanks very much, Rack. Thanks for joining. Ted, very disappointed. I know you're always
devastated, Martin, putting it mildly. I just can't believe that we're beaten. But fair dues to Killyon, they won it, probably on a controversial free. I don't like criticising refs, but we had the drawing of it after that. We missed a free. It should have been a draw again. We didn't deserve to lose, not with the amount. We came from 7 points down. I thought we should have maybe shaded it or at least drawn it. Martin, I just can't say any more than that.
I know you're devastated, and thanks actually for coming to talk to us. Thanks a million.
Thank you, Martin.
Thanks.
Fish, you were all fit, right? You stuck 2 very hard games. You were going well at the end of the 2. I know you're disappointed, right? Myself, I feel like quitting, giving up at my age, and it could be true to be more likely. But I mean, I don't intend to retire, and I don't expect to ever have to play 60 minutes of swim again. I don't expect to have to do it. When you have young lads, some of you weren't playing today, you're disappointed, but you were blooded during the championship. You all played well at various times during the championship. Now, you mightn't realise it now, but it will stand to you for next year and the years after. Right? So don't be too despondent. It is very terribly disappointing to go so close in 2 days and not win. That's life. If you can't learn to lose, you'll never learn to win. So I thank you again for your effort during the year, lads, and hopefully nobody will quit, no retirements for next year. Alright, some might never play a full match with Trimble again. It'd be better for the club if we didn't have to play a full match with the club ever again, right? But we'll be there, we won't give up. We'll train with you, we'll try and improve you, and then you can go out and do the business for us. Thanks very much, lads.
Right, we're joined by Tom Massey here in the Trim dressing room. Tom, hard luck.
Thanks very much, Matt.
You had a foot in both.
I had. Thanks very God. It was disappointing to lose, Martin, but I didn't mind losing to Killyon. I don't know what way that's going to sound, but you know what I mean. It was a great game, and again, I think Hurling won on the day.
You came in, Tom, with 12, 15 minutes left. You got to go. How did you get to go?
I'm claiming it. I'm going to be like Gary later. I'm going to claim it, because all these will count. I think I got a touch to it, all right, Martin. But
7 points behind, Tom.
I thought Killyon were playing a bit better than they were last week, Martin, and I didn't think Trim were going to come back. But all credit to Trim. They've definitely done well again today. Done well again, you know. And I was happy enough. I missed a couple of handy frees in the end. It's probably the winning or the losing of the match, you know.
Good win anyway.
Indeed, yeah. Indeed.
Anyway, Tom, thanks for joining us.
Thanks very much.
Right, we're joined by Martin Dempsey, Trim captain, Dennis O'Keefe, coach of the Trim team. Martin, it didn't run for you today, unfortunately.
I was very disappointed with the way we played there, especially the first 30 minutes. But we got back into it in the finish, and it was much like the last Sunday. I'd say they just about shaded on the day. I thought they got a couple of handy frees in the finish to finish us off, but best team always wins.
Dennis, your own, what do you think yourself?
Well, first of all, I must congratulate Killyon on their good victory. Very disappointing to lose by a point, but I couldn't ask any more from the fellas. They gave it everything they had, and on the day a few refereeing decisions probably went against us in the end, but that was the difference between winning and losing.
Martin was unlucky coming out with that one.
He was, I think, very much so. And I have my doubts about the last three, but sure, well done to Killyon anyway. And congratulate them.
Thanks very much indeed. Thank you.
Thanks. Okay.
Right, Sean Colgan has joined us, chairman of the Meath Senior Board. Sean, another great game of hurling.
Another great game, Martin. It's fantastic. It's a finish. Trim had to lose or Killyon had to win, you know, because both deserve something more out of it, you know. But that's the way hurling goes. But it was great. The two last Sundays was great for hurling. And I'm delighted as chairman of the board that we come over here and produce some of the best hurling for years.
When Killyon went 7 points up, Sean, the game fell a bit ragged, would you think?
It did. Well, Trim picked it up a bit and threw everything through caution to the wind and went to win the match, and came back and got Killyon on the run then, and Killyon couldn't recover. So probably the couple of frees if Trim had put them over.
Killyon were panicking, I thought, in the line. Kit was making wholesale changes, as we were saying there earlier.
But they did, so they made an awful lot of changes, and they were fouling an awful lot. And they were doing everything they shouldn't be doing at that stage, and that's why I thought Trim at that stage might have went on and won 2 or 3 points.
Pressure free from Union to bring it into extra time, just curled off.
Well, he wasn't on his frees today, you know. Like, he missed 2 before that. I wouldn't say they were easy frees, but they were bad wides, and that one was a bad wide as well, you know. And Dennis missed one as well, so they missed about 4 frees. They would have possibly, if they got 2 points out of it, they would have won the match. So.
Right, Sean, thanks again. Thanks for joining us. Another great day for Meath hurling.
Thanks very much.
Thanks very much, Mark. Cheers. I will tonight. I'm not. I'm not in here, thanks.
Tommy Fitzsimons, selector of the Killyon team. Thanks for joining us, Tommy. Great celebrations in there.
Oh yes, great celebrations, yeah. Great excitement and all that, but it was great to win it, you know. It was a close call, it wasn't.
Would you think that some deserved extra time, Tommy?
Well, I suppose, as a Killyon man, I suppose we were delighted it wasn't extra time, but I suppose they missed 2 very vital frees. And I suppose if they scored him, it wouldn't be extra time. Trim probably would have won it.
As I was saying to Sean Colgan, Tommy, Killyon, when they went 7 points up, their game fell asunder a bit. They started fouling unnecessarily and doing stupid things.
Yeah, well, that's the sign of a good Trim team. They went down with 7 points. They didn't sit down. It's only then they started hurling. When they went down 7 points, they done the very same in the replay game. We went up 4 points, and it was only then Trim started hurling. And we would have that precedent for Killyon lads. That's what Trim could do. And it showed it today, it showed it the last day. They didn't sit down when Killyon went 7 points ahead today. Instead of that, started hurling, and then Killyon had to foul them. So they fouled them very unnecessarily, a lot of them, but they were fouled, and that's it. That's what the game is all.
You're happy with the outcome anyway. Big celebrations at Hill.
Big celebrations, yeah, but it's great to win it then. We didn't win it now since 84, and I suppose we're struggling there for a few years, but hurling is never dead in Killyon, you know.
Well, listen, Tommy, I know you want to get away with the lads, and thanks very much again for joining us.
Okay, man.
Right, we're joined by Joe Cunningham. Joe, great celebrations in there.
Great, unbelievable. We thought we wouldn't. We thought we were better there in the last few minutes. Trim really put on the pressure, and I think they put some mighty full pressure on the back line, and I don't know how we held out. We just did.
Joe, I'm saying it to all our interviewees. You went 7 points up. Like, what happened?
What happened? I don't know. The very same happened last week. I suppose when we went 7 points up, we thought we had it, and that was a very wrong thing to do against Trim. Like, you know, because I think for the last 20 minutes they had all the play, and how we held out against them, I don't know. The time they drew us, I thought that was it. Like, you know.
Did you feel pressure on yourself, like, you know, in the last 10 minutes? How were we reacting to Trim coming back?
Definitely, I felt the pressure was on us, and unless we could settle ourselves down after Trim getting the goal, unless we could go up the field that time and get a score, I felt like we wouldn't have won. But we didn't really get the score in the last few minutes, but we kind of settled it down a little bit after the goal, and I think that's what really won it for us. And then they missed a few handy frees. Like I say, they're kicking themselves over that now. Like, you know.
Joe, Thomas Degnan, he scored great for us today. Let's be honest about it. But when you won to that point, he mishit it.
Yeah, he was very lucky to get second chance at it. Yeah. I suppose one of these things, the pressure is on and everybody can miss them, and the ball just didn't come up for him.
Just Martin Kelly was unlucky, he couldn't hit it. I believe he'd broken his wrist just previous to that, he couldn't swing the stick.
Who, Martin Kelly? Yeah. Oh yes, that's right. He was blown for over carrying the ball, yeah. Well, it's just one of these things that happen, and luckily it happened for us today, and that's Trim.
Well, John, you're out of the Trim dressing room now, you have time to reflect. Now, what do you think?
Haven't reflected on it. I'm not too despondent now as I was just after the game. Like, we had a chat in there, and Martin Dempsey said a few things, and Frank McCann said a few things, and they're right. Like, we have young players. We'll